Hey guys, welcome back to Four Towers Films, and I'm joined by
Doug 218. Hey, I'm back in the studio with you.
we're back in the studio today. It's kind of a crappy day outside, so we figured we'd be here for it's like raining and crap outside today, so
Not fun.
not fun. So we figured we'll just do it here. It's a lot easier. So anyway, it is another episode of Big Brother Canada, Season 7, episode number 19. Wow, we're pretty far into it now.
Oh,
It doesn't seem like we've been watching it for that many episodes.
and it's been like
It's gone really quickly. It's been almost a month now that we've been watching it.
yeah,
So
about that.
yeah, about a month. About the end of March it started. So yeah, it's gone really quickly, I must say.
And it's been yeah. So
But maybe it's also because there hasn't been a lot of power shifting. It's pretty much been the Pretty Boys the entire game that's pretty much run the whole thing. I mean, even when it hasn't been technically people on their side, they've done kind of the Pretty Boy bidding, and really this week's no different considering Mark is HOH. And at last count, he had put up Adam and he put up Damien. Now, of course, supposedly that's due to trying to protect the alliance and so that people don't know they're working together. And it makes sense because they had a big fight and all that kind of stuff the week previous when Sam was on the block. So it's supposedly part of the whole ruse. And what's funny is pretty much everybody else who really would have seen through it are out of the house. Really, I mean, if you think about it, like if you watch any of the live feeds or even the show, you can see everybody's believing everything it's saying now. Everybody who's left, like Corey believes what Anthony tells her, Esti's pretty much believing what Dana's told
oh
her.
my god, don't even get me started on that.
Damien, I'm not really sure because he doesn't say much. Like it's true what Mark said when he had him for Wendy's.
He's a cold fish.
He doesn't say it's not that he's cold. He doesn't say much, like not game wise. Like he interacts friend wise with them,
But to even have a
but
conversation with him.
he doesn't really talk game with anybody. So he's kind of like floating out there in the ether on his own in a way, really. So basically, all the discussions start happening. Adam's obviously not happy that he was on the block, even though technically he knows it's supposed to protect the alliance. Because he's thinking, and he confronts Mark, and he's like saying that, you have all these other options, like Damien, for example, Corey, for example, Esti, and you pick us. Well, I don't think one of the boys should have gone on the block. And basically, they've been really kind of butting heads since Adam didn't take Mark off the block with the POV. Mark hasn't gotten over it.
No, he's butthurt over that.
Because he brings it up again later in the episode. But it's kind of like Adam has said to him, is this really payback for that? And Mark insists that it's not, and that it's to protect the alliance, and it makes sense because we have the argument and all that kind of stuff. But Adam's not really buying that. He thinks it's probably more likely because of what happened when he didn't take him off the block a couple weeks ago.
You know what? I think if Mark had been upfront about it and said, yeah,
Well, in a way, he's kind of always roundabout done that because whenever they really bring it up and Adam talks to him about it, he gets so angry or so defensive, Mark does. And he'll basically kind of say, well, you didn't take me off the block and you had the chance. And Adam's like, well, that was supposed to be about protecting the alliance too. And everybody agreed to it. So, and I knew you had the votes to stay. So what's the problem? And that was like a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
So what's the issue kind of thing? But it keeps coming up for Mark. So
you can see it's a definite sore spot.
Oh, definitely. Because he brings it up a couple times even in this episode. So they're kind of like, Adam's like, okay, fine. I'm just going to win POV and I'm going to take myself off. So you better start thinking of replacement. Well, initially, the idea wasn't actually for Adam and Damon to go home. His initial plan, which Dane and Adam wanted, was for him to backdoor Corey. And so course, the pretty boys are all talking about it and saying, because she's right now, out of everybody who's left in the house, she's the biggest threat to
Mm.
them,
Oh,
is Corey. And really, that's true because she can win comps or she
she's
gets really
physically
close.
fit.
She's physically fit. She's either won comps or come close to it. She's
Mm-hmm.
smart. She seems to be smarter than them. And like Adam even said, she's her own woman. She's not afraid to say if she doesn't agree with you and if she goes against you because she didn't with Adam, she didn't with Sam, even with Anthony, who she's close to. They've got. She will say to Anthony,
You're an
like,
idiot.
yeah, and what she thinks should happen because they even had a conversation, Sam and Anthony, about who they think should kind of go up or what Mark should do, depending on if somebody wins the POV. And she is saying that maybe would be the time to take a shot at Dane because she sees what's going on in the house, really, and she has said, and it's true, he's kind of been the mastermind of a lot of what's gone on in the house, and most people are not going to be able to beat him because really he's playing a very good game.
Yeah, I will give it to him. He has played a very well game.
He has. He's done very, very well. I mean, he's playing a smart game. I mean, nobody realizes who he actually is allied with. It's like Esty thinks it's with her, but it's funny. Like, yes, there's been kind of ideas thrown out that the four of them working together, but nobody's really gotten concrete proof of that. And those that kind of gotten pretty close to the truth are out the door, already. Like, so they had a conversation. Of course, Anthony's not giving her much, because obviously he doesn't want Dane out because that's part of the Pretty Boy Alliance. Even though he does say that, yes, there probably will have to come a time when he's going to have to turn on Dane and Adam because they're the two powerhouses in the Pretty Boy Alliance. And Mark and Anthony have talked about that. They actually talked about that in this episode too, is the fact that Dane and Adam want them to pretty much do all their dirty work for them. Well, here's the thing, boys. This is pretty much the only thing Mark's won. And
Anthony hasn't won jack.
Anthony hasn't won anything, so I don't see how you think they're getting you to do their dirty work for them when they're the ones who win pretty much everything. And they're the ones most of the house actually trusted. So I don't know how that works, but they had a conversation about that. So they're trying to get Corey on the block. And Dane and Adam talk to Mark about it. If one of because Adam has said I'm gonna win, or even if Damien wins, POV, put Corey up because she's pretty much the bigger threat than Esty is to our game. And they agree. Like at the time, Mark agrees that yes, that's a good choice. Is put Corey up because really that's the next biggest threat to them. But they don't really want to tell Anthony because I think he's gonna have a conniption or he's gonna get upset.
And he did.
He did, but maybe not the way Adam did.
Well, Matt,
he got upset, but not the way Adam did with Sam. But I mean, he has romantic feelings for Sam, where Anthony's just friends, kind of with Corey. So, Mark brings in Anthony into the HOH room and tells him this is what we're thinking. If either Adam or Damien win POV, I'm going to put up Corey because that's really the best thing for us.
Yes.
And Anthony could tell Mark didn't want to tell him this and that he was nervous. So he calls the boys all in.
They had that.
And he basically confronts them on this, the fact that they didn't want to tell him. And Adam's like, well, look at last week. Look what you did with Sam, and you left me out of it completely. And Anthony's basically saying, because of how you react, because of your connection with Sam, and yes, we know you like her, and they actually do like Sam. It's just part of the game strategy. Wasn't a personal thing why they got rid of Sam. They actually all get along with her. It was because of game. And Anthony goes, I'm not like this guy. I'm not going to flip out and get really upset and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to scream and cry and yell. Kind of like Adam did. Adam didn't really defend himself very much, I must say.
Adam, you know what? Adam may come off like a big dog, but he's nothing but...
I think he's a bit of a follower.
Jeez. And you know what?
I think
we found our new meme for 2019. I'm not like this guy.
that was funny because and he's like I'm not like this guy. He's like point I'm not like this guy, and I'm sitting right there. It says nothing. I'm like,
Say something.
what? Like, come on, wake up, kind of. He,
Hello.
it's like he can't seem to defend himself. Sam really did a lot of his defending.
Mm.
I think he would have been actually gone
A lot
a
sooner.
lot sooner if it hadn't been for Sam. Yes, the pretty boys have helped and shielded him, but I think Sam really defended him like last week with Corey. If Sam had actually told her what had happened, it probably would have been Sam who went out. It may have been Adam.
Oh,
Or
sure.
what, because then she would have believed her because she was close with Sam and she just didn't quite believe.
Yeah,
Like she
something
thought
wasn't
Sam was
gelling
lying
for.
to her. And plus, what Anthony said to her too. So that's why she just didn't believe it. So we go into POV. And Kira, Corey, Anthony, no, Kira, Corey, Adam, and Damien are playing. And it's basically Wendy's themed. So that's what they have to do. I know, Wendy's is so good. They have to get these puzzle pieces. And they've got like these big, they're not shaped like hourglasses, but they're like hourglasses. And they've got spice in them, and it keeps constantly falling through. So they have to keep filling it up with these smaller scoops into this like hourglassy kind of thing, which continuously comes out. So while they're grabbing the puzzle pieces, they have to keep an eye on that and keep filling it up. Once they get all their puzzle pieces, they put the puzzle together. It's a pretty big puzzle, and it's like
it usually is.
Yeah, it is. It's like this really long table, and it's like a Wendy's menu. It's got like the chicken sandwiches and the burgers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, if you're hungry, don't watch it because wow, it looks good. So then
Niagara Falls.
Exactly. Once they get the puzzle pieces and they're finished the big puzzle, they get these balls. There's about 5 of them. They're little silver balls that they put on to the board, and they move the board around, and they have to get the balls into 5, pretty sure it's 5, little red designated grooves in the puzzle.
Now, Survivor has done something similar.
In fact, Survivor did do something similar this past episode. So if you watch Survivor, you'll see what we're talking about. But they have done similar to this before. And actually, I think so is Big Brother. But it's just ironic that they did the same idea kind of thing with their challenges the same week. But anyway, it was. So it's funny is Adam, is putting his puzzle together and Kira's trying. And Kira's running back and forth, filling up her spice. And at one point, they got all these phones at the end. And if the phone rings, the first one to answer it will get a larger scoop. Okay. At some point during the challenge, it will ring. So they're all doing it, and Adam's not really paying attention to his spice. And it's like getting closer and closer and closer to the end. So Kira's noticing this. She's yelling at him several times through the competition. Adam, your spice, Adam. And so at first he's like, okay, he'll look and then he goes and runs, fills it back up, runs back. But then she's doing it every single time. She's not really paying attention. If you think about it, he has her to thank, if you think about this, for staying in this competition, because he was literally was close to getting out because he wasn't paying attention to his spice.
Personally, myself, I would have let him go.
Well, because she likes him and they're kind of working together. And right now, if it's not for him, she really has nobody else in the game, really. So that's, I think, why she's trying to help him out.
Sorry.
So again, he's getting really, 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 really low. So she's, Adam, your spice, Adam. So he's like, I know, Kira. So she goes running. And then one more time, he's like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'll stop. And at the last part, she hasn't done it for a while, but he's still, again, not paying attention. And it gets really close to the end. So she says to him, Adam, your spice. And he's like, crap. And he just makes it to fill it back out. I mean, literally, he's seconds away from being out. But, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Kira, he would have been. So in the end, Adam actually wins. POV. And so they all know he's obviously he's going to take himself off.
Of
So what are they going
course.
to do? At this point, it's Corey. But Anthony's been thinking about this, and he's not so sure he likes this idea of putting Corey up.
Of course he doesn't.
Exactly. So he's been thinking about, thinking about, thinking about, thinking about it. So at one point, he's sitting in the bathroom, and Corey comes in. And he says to Corey, he doesn't outwardly tell her that she's a target, but in a roundabout way, he has told her, this is before POV, by the way, he tells her that more or less you gotta win this. So
Mm-hmm.
she's smart, she gets that it's potential. She's like, why would he put me up? And he goes, I don't know, I'm just getting weird vibes,
Mm.
you know? So you gotta win this, you know? So of course, Adam. So he doesn't like this. So he's thinking, why are we going after Corey when you've got like Esty and Damien who are not really with, like, well, Esty's with Dame, but why are we going after Corey who will do whatever I tell her to do? And if she does, like, I tell her something, she'll do it, kind of thing, more or less. And she can win things for us, kind of thing, and get rid of the last stragglers in the game. So he goes to talk to Mark, and it lays this all out for him. Why are you doing what they want to do? What, like Adam and Dane? Why are we going after Corey? Why, like, she's with us? She'll do whatever I tell her to do. Pretty much, he has a really huge opinion of himself, I must say.
Oh my
Um,
god.
you know, and so and Mark is listening. He agrees because he likes Corey too, and they're both thinking you want somebody who can help win challenges for you. They're not going to target you, where Damien probably would, and Esty may.
Mm.
Corey probably won't. She'd go after the other two, so, or whoever's left, or Kira, Esty, or Damien. She'd go after one of them, and they know that. So they're talking about that, and so he basically convinces Mark, okay,
This is the
this
best
is this is
idea.
the better idea. So they go, all the other guys come in, they're kind of in the bathroom area of the HOH and talking, because really then they're a little bit further away from the people, can't listen at the door, right? Because it got pretty heated. And weren't yelling, but they were raising their voices a bit. And again, that's when the whole "you didn't take me off" POV with Adam and Mark came up. And Adam's basically saying, what's that got to do with this week? Really, like, with
It,
what we planned on doing. What's that got to do with this week?
it makes no sense, and he's just circling it and circling it and
Well,
circling
and
it.
that's kind of what Adam's saying. You're still angry with me, but
Yeah.
even though Mark won't admit it, he won't actually admit it.
No.
But Adam has basically blatantly said, you're still angry with me about this. You won't let it go. And this is nothing to do with that,
Mm-hmm.
so why do we keep bringing it up? So you kind of get the idea that they don't want to put Corey up, that he's going to put up Esty. So Adam and Dan are not that happy about it. During all this, you know how you get little side things. You kind of get more of an idea of also why they kind of want Corey out, is they kind of find her annoying. And because the three, like Kira, Adam, and Dane, were all in the have not room, and Anthony and Corey were out laying on the couches, and they were muted. We couldn't hear what they were saying, but you could just hear Corey every once in a while just going, ah, really loud. Like, it was so loud you could hear it in the have not room. And so, and they were just mostly Kira doing most of the talking, going on that she's so annoying. I don't know how he doesn't find her annoying, and all this kind of. They really wanted her gone, so that's partially why I think her personality rubs them the wrong way too. So that's basically another reason you want her
Yeah.
out. And also, Esty and Damon are also talking about who they think Mark would put up. And they thought at first, it shows you, especially with Esty, I don't think Damien's as clueless in a sense as Esty is.
What? Well,
But I think Esty's more or less, I don't know. I don't think they'll come after us, kind of thing. Really? Okay. I think they'll go after, like, Kira. And at first, I think she thought they'd go after Corey. Yeah, okay. But she was still worried because she doesn't have a relationship with Mark, so but she does with Dane, so she thought the relationship with Dane would kind of help, I think.
This girl can't be this god darn dumb.
And what's funny is she has said that she's a strong player and she doesn't want to play the damsel in distress anymore. Then why'd you play that way? You played the whole game that way. Like
What?
now in week 8, you suddenly want
Grow a spine?
it like you wait till now and everybody who could have potentially helped you is gone. Really.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
I don't know. Because I said the same thing by Damien. Because I think Adam wanted Damien out, if not Corey. Like to target him. And I mean they still very well might. But and because he's like saying Adam's like well, I think Mark was saying that he said, maybe he could be a strong player. We don't know, maybe he's laying low. And Adam basically said, it's 8 weeks. It's week 8. He hasn't done anything up to this point. What makes you think he's going to do something now? Well, you might if your back's up against the wall.
Oh, jeez.
Just saying. So the POV ceremony comes. Adam takes himself off and says to Mark that now's your chance to put up. You say you want to make a move. There's a chance to put up a strong player. More or less hint, hint kind of thing. Mark gets up and puts up SD. So much for making a move against Pretty Boys. So now it's Damien and SD on the block.
Oh, they make my head hurt.
Yeah.
How can these people be this darn dumb?
Well, I think what Anthony's saying is true. Is Corey has pretty much bought hook, line, and sinker what they've sold her about the fact there's no 4 guys alliance.
Oh, and Esty's
and I think
right.
Esty's same believes everything Dane tells her, even though he's lying through his teeth. I mean, to this day I don't know how nobody sees that the 4 of them are working together. The ones that did are at the door. So. And nobody did anything about it to this point. Now you're pretty much running out of time to do so. So, Yeah, and eventually they will have to turn on each other. And what it's looking like is Mark actually went to Damien too to do a bit of a side deal kind of thing. Because he's saying, Adam had Sam, Dane has Esty, and Anthony has Corey. And he doesn't have anybody else outside. So the only one left is Damien, because Adam now is kind of paired with Corey in a way outside of the alliance. Like, you don't wait till week 8. But Damien kind of agreed to it more or less because he really has no choice at this point. So now it'll basically just be up for who's going to get evicted.
Mm-hmm.
Arissa said at the end of the episode that the secret room, the archive room, we're going to find out what that's all about.
Yeah, because that room's a freaking mess now.
Yeah, and what was the deal with the tape recorder? And there's been a few other developments with it too. If you've been watching the live feeds, which we'll probably find out tonight what it's all about. That'll be interesting.
I'm curious.
I am too. And then we'll see who gets evicted. Will it be Damien or Esty? And what does the archive room play? Will it be a game changer? It just might.
Or a game stopper.
It just might be that too. Well, that's it for this episode of Big Brother Canada Season 7, Episode 19.
Woohoo!
Don't forget, tune in tomorrow for the eviction episode. And we'll find out who got evicted and potentially who won HOH. If we find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Give it a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss when it's uploaded every time Big Brother Canada is on.
There it is.
So above our heads up there. Or down here if you're on mobile. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.